Hey there guys, this is Kelly at Envy Soapworks, and I'm going to be making a batch of cold process soap that's going to be scented in peach, grapefruit, and thyme. This is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It has a tiny bit of vanillin, only 0.20%, so I won't have any issues with discoloration, which is good because for this soap I wanted to have really bright and vibrant colors. The notes on this, let me tell you what they are. The notes on this are vibrant, juicy notes of summer peach, pink grapefruit, and yuzu are sweetened with raspberry and pear. So this one, it sounds really, really nice, and it smells really nice. So I'm excited to use it. Like I said, this will be the first time that I am trying this one. All the reviews on it just raved about how well behaved it was. There was no problems whatsoever. So I am hoping that I'm going to have the same experience. I'm going to go ahead and get my additives whipped up here really quick. In here, colloidal oatmeal, white kaolin clay, and goat milk powder. Here goes my lye solution. In here's Tessa silk, sugar, sodium lactate. I'm going to go ahead and scrape out, not a good idea, scrape this out. And then I'll show you guys what I have going on for colors. Okay, so the first color that I have is a very pretty kind of pinkish orange, like a nice peachy color. And then I have sunflower yellow. This is called apple green. It's a very bright kind of a lime green, and it stays just like that in the soap. And then lastly I have this beautiful like turquoise. I forget the name of this. Like I think it's blue-green, but these are all from Micah's and More. You guys know that I talk about them all the time. I absolutely love their colorants. They just behave so good. They never morph. Just very reliable colorants. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this emulsified and add in my coconut milk. Okay, so got that done. I'm soaping pretty cold. I think I'm at like 78. I don't like to go any colder than that. If my oils start getting cooler than that, I'll go put them in the microwave for about 30 seconds and kind of get them warmed up. Just because your coconut oil and other oils can start solidifying around the side, and it's just best not to have chunks of hard oils floating around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these split up. I want to try to keep the amount that I'm getting for my colors kind of to a minimum. I don't want to have tons of color. Because I want there to be a lot of white in this soap design. Alright you guys, so the colors I have are all mixed up. I'm very happy with the way that they turned out. They turned out exactly as I had pictured. So now, as long as the fragrance oil behaves like I'm expecting it to, I think we're going to be in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. Just give it a mix and see. Oh wow, it smells amazing. Wow, in the soap you smell more notes than when you smell it out of the bottle. It's very heavy on, extremely heavy on the grapefruit. But as soon as you get it mixing into the soap, you can start to smell the peach and, oh, the raspberry. It's really nice. Alright you guys, so far so good. The only thing that's thick is my white, and I think that's because I stick blended it way more, adding the TD and everything, so that is okay. So let me get my mold over here, and I'll tell you guys what I plan on doing. And even though I tried my hardest to not get a whole lot of color, I still think that I did mix more color than I needed, or than I was wanting. So here I've got my mold on a tilt, and normally I start with white base, but this time I'm going to go ahead and start with a tiny stripe, some tiny stripes of color at the very bottom. Okay, so I think I'm going to do one more layer of color right here in the middle. You could see when I added the white how it would push the stripe over, so I think we're going to have like a nice progression of stripes going, you know, at a diagonal. That is really cool. I hope that I'm able to see that in the soap. That's what it looked like it was doing as I was pouring, that it was pushing the stripes out. So we'll see how it turns out. Now I am going to do a hanger swirl with this. I'm not a huge fan of just plain stripes. If I do stripes, you can bet that I'm most always going to do a hanger with it. Okay. And I'm going to leave this for the top. And I'm going to bring this down really quick. Let me kind of clean up some of this mess I got here. Let me bang this down. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my hanger. And I'm going to go down on this side to the bottom. And I'm just going to do circles. Just a few. I'm not doing anything crazy. I don't want my colors to mix too much because orange and green overmixed is very ugly. I'm speaking from experience, so hopefully the few rounds that I did in there are going to be enough to give me a nice look. If not, you know, I'm sure the stripes will be enough to make it a cool looking soap. So now I'm just going to go ahead and load up all the colors that I have left, and we will create a top. Alright, so I got everything down into the mold, and I think this is going to be a cool soap. I think the hanger swirl is going to look a little bit different than my normal hanger swirl. I usually do hanger swirls in my tall and skinny, not so much in this mold. So we'll see how that turns out. Alright, now let me go ahead and see what I can get on the top. I'm just really randomly swirling around. Nothing fancy. Alright, I'm happy with that. I think that is cool. I don't think I'm going to put any glitter or anything. Let me zoom in so you guys can see how that turned out. Let me try to push it overhead. Alright, you guys, so this is the way that my peach, grapefruit, and thyme soap turned out. I will bring you guys back when we give this a cut tomorrow. See you then. Alright, welcome back everybody to the peach, grapefruit, and thyme soap. This is the cutting. I'm very happy with the way that this soap turned out. I love the colors. I'm very happy with what I have on the top here. And the fragrance today is really wonderful. Yesterday I could smell a lot of grapefruit. Today I can smell a lot more of the peach that came through. So I'm really happy about that. Now I had done lots of striping all the way from the bottom to the top with lots of white in between, and then I did a hanger swirl. I have no idea what it's going to look like, so let's just give it a cut and see how we did. And oh wow, that is awesome. How pretty. How did that even happen? Sorry, I was quiet for a second. I'm looking at this going, how? That's not what I had pictured in my mind at all. I'm not complaining though. I think this is probably better than what I thought I was going to have. But that is a very neat swirl pattern. Wow, very pretty. It almost reminds me of like a peacock. Doesn't that look like a peacock tail? And this fragrance is gorgeous, you guys. It's the first time that I have used it. I'm not a huge fan of grapefruit, but since it was a blend with peach and then the thyme had me curious, I just decided to give it a try, and I'm so glad that I did. Today the scent, it's just completely different than it was out of the bottle, and it is a beautiful, just fruity blend. So I'm happy with that. Gosh, I don't know how this design came to be. That is not what I had pictured. But I absolutely love it. I really do. The only thing is the peach. I feel like there's hardly any peach in here in the actual swirl. I see a lot of the blue and green. I guess you can see a little bit of the peach here and there. Wow, that is so neat. And the top is really very pretty. Oh, I can't wait for this one to be cured. This is going to be a nice scent. Very pretty. See the top. So cool. So they're all pretty much looking the same. There's not a lot of variation, which I'm happy about because I really like this pattern. So I'm happy that every soap is going to be pretty much the same. So when I have it up for sale, you know, all the bars are going to be pretty, have the same look. Gosh, I love that. You know what? I would never in a million years be able to duplicate this. It's so neat. Gosh, how did I even do that? Man, I swear, sometimes, you know, soap just has a mind of its own. Alright, and that is the last piece. So, this one is, wow, a success. I love this fragrance, I love the colors, and I love the design of it. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the making of this soap. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I'll see you on the next video. Bye!